Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Not much vlogging action going down today, it's all a bit steady away. Me and Tommy did like a live review reaction thing to my GoPro footage from TKO, and it actually went down quite well. You guys seem to like it, so I was trying to get him to come and sit in with this one, but anyway, he's not here. But anyway, Ed's put together GoPro footage from most of the races this year. At this point, we still don't have Romania, but I'm hopefully going to get it, and we're going to just drop these out through December, Christmas time. I don't know, really just when everyone's kind of in the house, cold, snowing outside, not a lot to do. If you're bored, stick it on, grab yourself a brew. I'll run you through some thoughts that's going through my head at the time of racing, or anything not worth picking up on, or if there's nothing worth not talking about, then at least you can just watch the GoPro footage anyway. I think that's about it. Oh, you're probably noticing I'm heavily merched up. That'll be out by now, by the time this comes out. Is this coming out after the merch drop, Edward? So hats, hoodies, t-shirts, the lot is on the website. Link will be in the description. Anyway, right, we'll not waffle on too much because we've got 12 minutes 30 seconds worth of GoPro. It's not one continuous clip, so you're not going to be falling asleep. So we'll crack on. Anyway, are you ready? Sat down comfortably, ready to begin? Right, let's crack on. 3, 2, 1. Good start system, by the way, at this race. Staggered start going off qualifying light in a row. If any track marshals are watching, not that you probably are, but I quite like that. So Italy, Abestone. It was actually the first time this race had run, its first edition, and it was in a really, really cool place. It was in like a pretty small but quite nice and cool little ski resort. Weather was obviously great, everything dry, sunny, lots of grip and lots of traction, which is quite nice to have sometimes as well. But no, really, really cool race. So in the ski resort was 3 days of racing. First day was kind of just like a little qualifying, short lap. The second day was 3 special tests, and your best one counted to get your start position for this was the final day, which was a 2-lap race around a pretty intense, pretty full-on track. It actually rode, I think, quite a bit easier than the organisers were expecting. I think me and Manny got through the track quite a bit faster than they anticipated. So it was a little bit on the shorter side, which again, I don't mind now and again. It's nice to do a short race. You don't all need to be 6 hours long. I think this one was like an hour 40 or something like that. But it's pretty cool. So this is the first riverbed still. We literally went off the start into this riverbed, which was pretty full on. The arms were kind of pumped straight away, set pretty much the tone for the race. It was all pretty slow, technical riding. We'd all kind of spent most of the week walking the track, so we all kind of knew where we were going all the way up the track. Pretty much we walked, I'd say 90% of the track, so everyone had their own kind of lines and stuff made. My vlog actually does quite a bit of track walk, and because it was in a ski resort, which is also like a mountain bike centre, you could get the cable car to the top of the mountain with your e-bike or mountain bike or whatever, and then just cruise down to each kind of point, walk that a little bit, then mountain bike back down to the next point, and just keep going to the top in the cable car, and it wasn't as heavy on the body. So that's like a checkpoint. I can't remember how many there was a lap, but that was to make sure you weren't cheating. You had to have the right amount of stamps on your card. What bit are we on now? It's still pretty early on actually. I think Manny catches us up soon, and then we battle pretty much the whole race until near the end. I'll not spoil it, in fact, if you don't know the result. If this is your first time watching, if this is your first time on my channel, hi, my name's Billy. I ride motorbikes all over the place, and that's about it. Bit lost there. That was a bit of a mistake, a bit of a blunder. paint on trees, that's not the best way to mark tracks, because if the track does have to change, you struggle to get the paint off the tree. Little tech tip, if anyone, any track builders out there are gonna start building tracks. Also, if you're going to run the race next year, you're kind of restricted to the same track because the paint doesn't come off. But I suppose it does eventually. I think, if I remember rightly, I go the wrong way in a second, and Manny overtakes us. I think we drop into another river. But anyway, this is obviously all would be like a ski slope in the winter season, so it's pretty cool venue. Oh, we cut. GoPro's cut anyway. Where are we now? Oh no, sorry. It's only just jumped about a minute or so. And Manny catches us just after this waterfall. I think there's Mr. Bolton on track reporting as ever. Sterling job was done by Paul this year, I would say, bringing you trackside footage. There we go. Bad line from Bill, good line from Manny, which I wasn't too concerned about really. I thought he'd been on us for the last kind of 10 minutes or so, so I was quite happy to start following for a little bit. But you can see the intensity is pretty high. Like, we battled pretty hard for an extreme race. The intensity was pretty high. I think we had quite a gap on everyone else. It kind of showed. I'd say from the track setup, it was a pretty good match between me and Manny. This kind of going, the hilly, quite steep stuff is kind of where he excels, and then the rocky, technical riverbeds, I'd say, are where I can, where I have quite a bit of an edge on him, and then the kind of faster in between going, we both kind of even each other out, I would say. But yeah, look at that view. A bit of it. Has he got ahead of us then? No. Oh no, I was ahead of him. Now he's just passed us back. Both kind of messed up that bit. That bit was tricky. There was really, really long, like almost like heather. And there was times you were riding through it and like you weren't even touching the ground, which is not something we practice that often, so we're not that clued up on it. But this was one of the. There was two real rock gardens like this in the race, which almost like Carl's Diner style, but probably even steeper. Well, this one, the next one was for sure. But what a place to go and race a motorbike, look at that. About halfway through, if you're getting bored, stick with it. Gets really good at the last lap. But yeah, wow, look at that. Unreal. This is all still the first lap, I think. I'd guess, yeah, because the GoPro... Does the GoPro make it to the finish line in this race head? Oh, okay, then you're not going to see the finish line. So this will be the first lap. But the second lap, this was actually where I overtook and made a gap for the lead on the second lap, which I'm pretty sure won't be in there because the GoPro had died. But I basically passed him just about here. You go all the way to the top of this rock section. I know what I'm doing with my hands because you can't see what I'm looking at. You're looking at it yourself. Anyway, you go all the way to the top of this rock section, and on the next downhill bit, on the second lap, I went for it. I just kind of straight lined it, def grip. That marshal actually annoyed us. I think I shouted at him. Oh, there we go. He was stood in a very stupid place. Look, what kind of fucking place is that to be stood for a marshal? Right next where the track ends. I was about to say I apologise for shouting at him, but after watching this back, I stick with my initial reaction that he was stood in a stupid place, and I had to wait for him to come down to us. So I'm going to stick with it. There you can see, pulled a little bit of a gap on Manny that lap, which kind of is what I had him when we were still together coming into that section on the second lap. I kind of had in my mind that I'd had a little bit of advantage of him on that section, so I needed to really go. And yeah, this was on the very, very top. Didn't just cut it out, but you just literally rode past like the ski station underneath the cable car. There was quite a lot of spectators, and now I almost kind of like on top of the world, looking down. Heads down into this other side of the valley where we had the fuel stop and kind of the end of the first lap, start of the second lap. Oh no, there's another rock section to go first as well. That was a mountain bike tour we were just on. This was pretty steep. I think a crash here, if I remember rightly. Oh, there we go. Wheels down. Bike upside down. Silly Billy. As Manny passes back. I'm obviously going to tell you that was way, way steeper than it looked, and that's why I crashed. I actually went straight down that hill. It was very steep. And then second lap, I actually went straight down. Quick pit stop. It was, like I said, it was a pretty short race. It was only a splash of fuel we put in. Not much at all. No outside assistance in the pits. Roxy Cam there on the right, getting the shots. This was actually one of my favourite vlogs of the year. And it was edited by myself and online by the Monday night, which for that turnaround time is fucking phenomenal. This was the qualifying from the first day, Enduro cross track, and then back on with it. Oh, I think it's just missed the rock section out. Yeah, this is the other side of the valley. This is the bit no one had actually walked, really. And this slab, which is coming up now, that was a bit of a surprise. But it wasn't actually too bad, like I say. It was pretty dry and grippy and very pleasant, really. I think if it had rained, this race would have been a different story and it would have been a lot longer. Where are we now? Pretty much back near the paddock. Bit of a stream. The streams were actually pretty cool around here. Everyone almost had like Scottish vibes. So now we had the GoPro stop. He's whinging. I was a bit undecisive on what gearing I wanted to run, and in the end I think I went a little bit long, and especially on the steep rock section. I was struggling to pull. Well, first I was having to use the clutch quite a bit, so I was just asking if the really difficult rock section we're going to do it on the second lap, but we actually weren't, which I wasn't too worried about. As Roxy Cam again, in the shots. Yeah, so I was asking if we're doing the real difficult rock section once or twice, because I smoked my clutch pretty hard getting up there, but we're only doing it once, so I wasn't too worried. That I thought I'm going to make it to the end without any too much bother. So this is pretty much the start of the second lap. The race was actually initially only going to be one, but when we walked the track we felt that was going to be way too short, which I think was the right decision. So we did like another kind of 3/4 of a lap. Finished when we got to the fuel stop on the second time. Few switchbacks on the go. This was actually the track of the qualifying special test, which I was very good on, to be fair, and to blow my horn too hard, but I won all 3 of the special tests on the Saturday. I was feeling very feel on the Saturday and on this day, to be fair. I'm still in second at this point. Manny gained a little bit of a gap on that rock section I was talking about, which I'm a bit gutted there's no GoPro of, because it was quite good. But yeah, we're going to catch him back up. And I think, going off where we are, you can see there's some pretty gnarly rivers. I think the overtake for the win was... Not sure who that was. Giving us a bit of a G up, but thanks, mate. The pass for the lead should be in a minute. There he is. So yeah, I thought Manny was doing a few little zigzaggy lines and trying to stay out the river. And I just thought, fuck it, I can pin it up this... Oh, it stops there! That's literally where it cuts out. Oh, well, anyway, he was tic-tacking his way up the side of the river, and I just pin it straight up the middle. Got past him, and then we battled again on that first rock garden that you see. Not really battled, but I pulled the gap on him there and maintained it to the finish. But it was a pretty intense race, that's for sure. There's not usually that much battling goes on. Well, I suppose there has been this year. This was the first round of the year, by the way. I forgot to mention that at the start. But that was round 1, so that kind of set the tone for the year of me and Manny smashing into each other every race. So there we go. There I have it. There's going to be the next one probably sometime next week. It's going to be uploaded. We're gonna do it now, and then a few more to do. If you like this, let me know down below. Leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's December, so we get loads of money from an ads. So if you could do all of the things that get us, in the mates with the algorithm, we're going to be fucking raking it in come January. Hence why we're doing this now. No, I actually just thought it would be quite a good thing to do the other day. I've been out in Spain for quite a bit, so it's not too much content going down, but I thought while I'm home for a couple of days, make the most of it, get something for you guys to watch while it's all shitty weather outdoors. If you're in England, if you're elsewhere in the Southern Hemisphere, enjoy summer. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit.